In the other incident in Khayelitsha, 6 people were killed in the Enkanini informal settlement. SABC News reporter Vanessa Poonah has more.
Police in the Western Cape say that they are bolstering their teams and efforts following a mass shooting here in Site C last night, in which 6 men between the ages of 27 and 35 were gunned down outside this spaza shop here in the area. Of course, what we know at this point in time is that the police commissioner, Thembisile Patekele, has told us that at this stage the motive for the incident is also under investigation. Did say early on that whether it be taxi violence, extortion, gang-related, that these are often interlinked, and is joining me now. Major General, very warm good day to you. So this, of course, the scene here in Khayelitsha, the third such mass shooting incident. We've seen one in Ndlovini earlier, we've seen one in Enkanini, and of course the incident here, the community seems angry and they seem disappointed with police. Can you tell us what exactly had occurred with the stabbing of a woman in this area as well?
Now, what we know, Vanessa, is that when we came to the scene, there were bodies lying here in this area. 5 bodies were lying here of men between the ages 27 up to 37. So these are the people that were lying here. And then further down there was a woman who allegedly was stabbed by her boyfriend, which is suspect. We know that one we're looking for. And these ones that we here in this place, we have no suspect at this stage. And you can see here, we're here until this morning. But this light that you see there, it's still on. That's what's only light that we have that could assist us in this area to make scenes. But we made with whatever we have to ensure that we attend to our scene.
Commissioner, there's been concern because I've mentioned earlier on the third mass shooting in the 2 previous incidents, 5 and 6 people respectively killed this time around as well. There seems to be concerns from members of the community in terms of crime intelligence and police response to incidents like these.
You know, our response is to be aggressive. Our response is to have the community working with us in partnership. In these other 2 incidents, we arrested in Enkanini and Ndlovini and Enkanini, and last night we also arrested one in Kala in Eastern Cape, but there's still a third one that we have not arrested. In those two incidents we're talking about, the mass shootings, we have arrests on them, and this one that's in the new one, which has been relatively now that we get this site of the city of Khayelitsha. So we are appealing to the community that we are pleading with them to assist us to get to the shooters, because at this stage we are not having any suspect at this stage.
Commissioner, was this a drive-by shooting? When we look at the scene, what exactly did you find here last night? Does it appear to be a drive-by shooting at this stage?
It didn't look like it is a drive-by shooting. That's why we are appealing to the community. If they have seen any people running away from the scene or walking away from the scene after the shooting, because there were more than 50 cartridges were lying here. So in other words, if you're doing the driver shooting, you don't do that, especially with a 9mm. So it might have been not one person, may have been 2 or 3 people that may have caused the shooting here.
What do we know about the weapons used in this attack?
At this stage, we're looking at the possible pistols, 9mm pistols that were used. But there appears to we didn't find any cartridges for semi-automatic rifles, rifles, but only the pistols, rounds that we could find, and the cartridges on the scene.
Commissioner, and then finally, just talk to us about the kind of resources that you are allocating to this case. Has the 72-hour plan been activated? And I heard you earlier on saying that you are bolstering your efforts. So what are we looking at in terms of the investigating team and also extra boots on the ground?
What we do, we've redirected many resources from other hotspot areas to here, to Khayelitsha. When we're talking places like Mfuleni, Delft, Mitchell's Plain, Khayelitsha, Manenberg and all that, but not the whole thing, but reducing some deployment there to beef up on this side, to stabilize the area. And this in the investigation team, it is our normal standard operational procedure to have a 72-hour strategy activation to get to the bottom of it. But at this stage, we are around canvassing information to find people that could come out to assist us. But normally, we don't find people when it is too fresh, too early. But later, after the 72 hours, as you can see yesterday, we arrested somebody of Endlove in the first shooting, which only last night that we arrested in Kala. So those are the kind of things, but we know that our community, they do come later to assist us. But by that time, we have already covered in these 72 hours other investigation other than getting to the suspect. And then as we move with as intelligence-led, integrated with all other resources within the justice cluster, we work together in solving cases like this.
Commissioner, thank you so much for your time. Of course, the Provincial Police Commissioner, Tembisile Patekele, speaking to us here inside C in Khayelitsha, the site of yet another mass shooting incident, and also where a young woman was stabbed to death, allegedly by her boyfriend. No suspects have been arrested as yet, but we've heard commissioners saying there that they are pooling as many resources as they can in terms of both these incidents, and also just to say that it's been quite a difficult weekend for policing here in the Western Cape, given the incident that happened at the New Somerset Hospital on the weekend. A 32-year-old constable he died in hospital after he was shot in the head by a suspect who disarmed him. Of course, police then confirming to us that the suspect indeed himself a former officer and due to appear in court tomorrow in connection with that incident, which left the police constable, Donay Phillips, as well as 2 patients dead at the Somerset Hospital in Cape Town.